What's up, guys? Happy Easter. Um, Today is a day to go out on a Easter egg scavenger hunt and find eggs and, of course, go to church. But I have a particular story with eggs, aside from it being one of the few foods that I eat. About 6 years ago, I created this. And I actually keep this carton of eggs permanently sitting on top of my fridge because it's just a symbol of something that always humbles me every time I see it. I never forget, where I came from and how far I've come. So basically, this idea about 6 years ago, I was in a class in undergrad, and our teachers were like, "Well, it's really hard to get into the ad industry. You have to create something that makes you stand out and give yourself some sort of hook." And I think there's a fine line between having a hook and having a gimmick. Obviously, this is a gimmick, and it always makes me laugh, which is why I keep it close by. I marketed myself as the idea hatcher, and basically the idea was to send this carton of eggs to agencies with pieces of my work inside the eggs, which all had, get ready for it, and get ready to throw up a little bit in your mouth, excels under pressure. Extraordinary ideas. Work experience. This is a double whammy. Exceeds expectations. I don't make egg excuses. Beyond regular. Lead by example. Excited to contribute. Spectacular copy. Never negative. Extremely detailed. Last but not least, you won't regret it. Regret it. Oh God. So the idea was to open these up, and inside each one was a folded, come on, tell me that's not unprofessional, folded piece of my spec work. This is an ad for the iPhone when the iPhone first came out in 2007. I was so mind blown by it. And the headline is "Surf the web ... on your phone." The surfer on the phone. Oh my God, that's awful. All right, let's find some more goodies inside these eggs. Let's see. Exceeds expectations. Oh, this is an awful ad for pregnancy. Her water just broke. Don't make her wait longer than she has to. There's basically nothing interesting in this. I'll find a good one. Oh, of course. Classic condom ad. It is this is when I was learning Photoshop too. It is a parachute made out of condom wrappers because they can save your life. See what I did there? Awful. This one particularly is the definition of everything that was awful with what I learned and why undergrad was completely useless to me and why Miami Ad School was completely invaluable. It's something that my friends will never forget. An ad for Rolex. The headline reads, "Everybody get your roll on." That's fucking awful. So glad those days are behind me. Let's see a couple more. I'm having fun with this. Oh, papyrus font for acupuncture. Get straight to the point. It's all puns, man. Awful shit. It's really bad. Here's, an ad for the iPod Touch. Less mess. Papers going into the phone. That's super literal. What else we got? That's not so good. What else? Whoops. Nope. Zoo one. Look at the art direction on this one. Come on. It's a background full of red blood cells. It says you're A negative. Can help her get an A plus. Donate blood. At least that one has some sort of concept, but it's really trying to find a silver lining here. So aside from all these really corny eggs, you know, of course I did the nutrition facts in there. Serving size 1 egg. This is my resume, education, BA in advertising. Creativity, 90 grams. Excuses, 0 grams. Work ethic, 100 grams. Effort, 110 grams, of course. Look at how cheaply I cut these out. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, this is basically a printed piece of paper. You can still see the transparency of the original packaging. Really bad. And last but not least, this is my favorite part. Expiration date. Never gonna run out of ideas. They just hatch non-stop. So, there you have it. That's probably, you know, my most embarrassing piece of work. But I like to keep it close to me because I think it's really important to not, you know, get caught up in a big ego and stick your head way too far up your own ass and think, you know, that, you know, you can't be touched. At one point, we all did really crappy stuff like this. And just because we're doing cool stuff now, we shouldn't forget that we're human. Reminds me of a story. This video is getting kind of long, but whatever. Reminds me of a story from just a couple weeks ago where, you know, I was actually hovering over one of my copywriting interns, and I told him, you know, I'm above you, and he replied with literally and, you know, metaphorically, and I was like, nope, just literally, and, you know, sure, technically I was above him in the ladder, he's an intern, I'm a writer, but in my opinion, you should never think that anybody's above you or whatever. You know, everybody starts somewhere, and you also shouldn't think that you're above anybody else, because some rookie can come in and like swipe your shit, man. They can be better. Who knows, you know? So I try to keep grounded. These eggs keep me grounded. And today on Easter, you know, it was fun to reminisce, hatch some eggs, and you know, hope it was a little bit entertaining and I made a fool out of myself before April Fools. Later.